Have you ever done anything so stupid, right, that years later, you still can't believe that you did? Right, well, that's me. I mean, that was me regularly. I'm going to tell you a story that happened to me about 35 years ago. So, it's Mother's Day. Been out all night. Well, I was out all night at a club, Ministry of Sound. Because I refused to go home, basically, I ended up over 200 miles away from my house, right? No money, no phone, no idea how I got there, pretty much, sort of, and how I was going to get back. So it all started at the Ministry of Sound. It's 6 o'clock in the morning. All my mates have had enough, right? So they said, come on, son, time to go. But I was always one of them, like, it was, for me, it was never time to, you know. If there was an addiction called not wanting to go home, that would be another one of my addictions, right? I was addicted to not going home. I'm addicted to cracking on. So that was it, not for me. Right? I just wanted to keep going. You know, and back then, there was no tomorrow back then. I never thought about anything like that. Never thought about consequences. Just living the, you do, don't you? You live in the moment. So I've got £100 left in my pocket. Everybody's going home. I know I've got to go with them, and they're going, "Come on, son," and I'm, right. So obviously I did the sensible thing, of course, and I spent my last £100 on ecstasy tablets. So that's where I was. So basically, now it's 6:30 in the morning. They've gone, right? You know, looking back at it, looking back, it probably tells you everything you need to know about me back then. But it is what it is. I mean, I look back fondly, and I look back and laugh at it as well. And so the fact I can remember the story, I don't think it just resonates with me. So I'm chatting to this Italian girl. She can't speak a word of English. I can't speak a word of Italian. I mean, I'm pretty hard to understand the best of times. So, especially, and that's without drugs. We've been talking or communicating is a better word, through the medium of MDMA. I mean, it seemed like for hours, So then eventually she said, right, we're going. So, without thinking, I just went, lovely, boom. So that's it. So right, I'm in the back of the car with her, and her friend's driving, right? Now, I remember getting back in the car, and obviously you've got that, for anybody that's ever involved in that, I'm not, by the way, I'm not, what's it in it? I'm not, what's the word? Glorifying it. But that's what it was back then. It was using a little bit of a, in a nice place, right? You probably didn't look great, but you thought you did. I was drifting in, I was in the back of the car and just got in there and boom, that was it, lovely. You just drift off. So next thing I know, I've opened my eyes. I feel a bit of the draft coming in, so I think that's what woke me up. I looked out the window and I realised, I looked at it again, I thought, we're driving down the fucking motorway. I'm looking at it, this has got to be the motorway, right? So I remember thinking, right, hold on, right, everyone, what's going on? So next thing I know, it's about, I don't know how long it was, but I couldn't remember exactly, but I was miles, anyway, next thing I'm miles away, next thing I know, we pulled up, and I'm in Northampton, right, Northamptonshire, right, and I live other side of London, I live other side of London. So I got out the car thinking, I'm laughing, and I'm thinking, oh, fucking hell, you've outdone yourself this time, sunshine, sort of thing. And I thought, all right, there's always, me and my mate, who shall not be named, we always, or did name him, we used to say there's always a way. So I'm thinking, right, don't worry about that, you sort it out later. That was me. So I've gone in the house, she's gone straight upstairs, this girl, right, like, gone, probably thinking like, don't know. Well, I don't know what she was thinking, but maybe she want to go. But I don't know. Anyway, so she's gone. So I'm walking in the house. I don't know where the other one's gone. Right. I walked in the house and gone in there and thought, all right, I'll just go. And, don't know. go sit down, I don't know, like just sit there, see what happens. So I walked in the front room, there was like, there must have been like 6 or 7 blokes sitting in the front, all men, right, sitting in the front room. So I've walked in here like this, and I've gone and turned my head around like that. They will turn their head like that, look at me, and I look at them, and I don't know what they were thinking, but I was thinking, I'm in a bit of trouble here. Like, what's going on? So if it weren't bad enough, it got a million times worse. So I walked in there, and they was all talking, presumably Italian, right? I'm guessing. I don't know. I don't know what it was, but so my brain's going, and I'm thinking, right, this ain't good. Number one, right? State the obvious. And then I'm thinking, right, hold on, like, I think I don't want to go into too much details, but it ain't going to be good, is it? Do you know what I mean? So I'm thinking, well, oh God, no, I've got to get out just straight away. But I'm thinking, right, I just got to, obviously, right, get out. And that was it. So that's what I did. I turned around, walked straight round, they're still looking at me, and I'm thinking, fucking hell, God, don't follow me out. Or whatever. So I just walked out, and a big house with like one of these little gravel path things. I remember hearing the crunch noise of the feet, listening behind me, thinking, right, if I hear any noise on the old pebbles, I'm going to either give it, give it the Flintstones, or I don't know, well, that's probably what you do, wouldn't you? So, but anyway, didn't hear nothing. I just carried on walking. So, right, so now I'm walking and I'm gone. Straight out the door. I'm walking along thinking, right, yeah, no, it's not great. And, didn't know at the time. I'm over 200 miles from home. I had no dough on me. I had nothing, no phone, right? Nothing, no plan, nothing, right? So I got, just because I didn't want to go home, basically. So I'm walking down this road, walking. It's whatever the time is in the morning. It wasn't even early, but it must have, I don't know. I can't, about 10 o'clock, it was, I can't remember, but it was like 10, 11 o'clock, and I'm thinking, it dawned on me, my head went, and I'm thinking, oh, fucking hell. I think it's Mother's Day. I completely forgot. Never even come into my head. So I'm thinking, oh, fucking hell, it's Mother's Day as well. So then obviously, so I've got that going on now. So it's got even worse. It's Mother's Day, right? What are you doing? Like, what are you doing? Right? So anyway, so it's all coming on top. So I hatched a plan, right? Which, well, it weren't a bad plan. In the end, it wasn't a bad plan, but it's better than no plan, right? So I hatched a plan, and I thought, I'm either going to flag, what can I do? Like, flag someone down, try and get a cab. So basically, that's what I did. So I'm standing at the side of the road. Can't really go any further down now. And I remember thinking to myself, years ago, like it weren't like Ubers. I'm going back years. From what I remember, might be wrong, but years ago, anyone that can remember, if it was round your way, we used to have cabs with there was like a Datsun Cherry or a Nissan Cherry or a Gold. It's something like that. I can't remember. But this bloke was driving, I can't remember the thing, but it looked like a Gold, whatever Cherry it was, right? And I'm thinking, right, that's a fucking, right, boom. So I'm stepped out into the road, waving my arms, like that. The geezer stopped. So, lovely. So I walked round to the driver's window, I looked at him. He was huge. This bloke was huge. He looked like, what's his name? He looked like the bloke from Police Academy, right? He looked like this high tower. He was huge, this bloke. So I'm thinking, right, I've just got to, I don't know. So any other plans I had to get home, which I wouldn't have been able to execute for the record anyway, gone. I just had to blagging him, basically. So I looked at him, I remember thinking, oh, just come on, like. So I come up with a plan in my head. I've gone, right, mate. So I made out that my missus, obviously not married, but I said to her, my missus has just gone into labour, right? Because I'm thinking, right, where do I know in West London? Right, my missus has gone into labour at Hammersmith Hospital. Right, makes it a bit more, in my head, a bit more authentic. My missus, I can't get there. So he looks at me, and he just went, jumping. I couldn't believe it. So that was it. I got in the car, She's driving, we're chatting, I'm smoking, I've got the window down like that, I'm smoking all these cigarettes for this bloke, you know, they had the old little packets of what's-its they were, I even remember what they were, Peter Stuyvesant, they were a tiny little one, I'm smoking all these cigarettes, and we're chatting away, sort of thing, and he said, you know, he said something to me, made me laugh, he said, I asked him if it was a cab. He wasn't even a cab driver. I thought he was a cab driver. He wasn't even a cab driver. Right? So he was basically just driving to see his mum to Mother's Day. You know. So I mean, I had a squeeze. I ended up with the nicest bloke. You know what I mean? On the motor, I couldn't have picked a nicer bloke. So that's it. I mean, looking back, I don't know how I got myself into these situations. You know, it's just, I don't know. It was just that's how it was. You know, now I realise how lucky and reckless, now I realise how reckless I was, and how lucky I am that it ended the way it did, because so many things could have ended up differently. So, you know, so if you've ever done anything, something that makes you shake your head, you know, years later, let me know. Thanks for listening. I'll speak to you in the next story.